All right, arrestafield bug report number 56. Got to repeat this one because for some reason the last one didn't take. Anyway, this one's pretty important. All right, I noticed that the whole purpose of the grand jury, all right, let me start over. What this is all about is being able to speak to the right people at the right time, all right? That means speaking to the magistrate before a search warrant is issued. All right, you should have that opportunity. And you have the opportunity, the right to get that written into the law. It needs to be done, and we need to put pressure on our legislators to get that done. That means Roscoe Reynolds of Martinsville, Virginia. He's in the Senate, the Senate Courts of Justice Committee, and he wrote 20 years ago he was responsible for, partly responsible for 19.2-82 Virginia Code being modified to include the two-way communications appearance with the magistrate. Okay. So, and I talked to him on the phone briefly. He basically said I need to contact my own representative here in Richmond, in Chesterfield. And I'm like, well, no. He also let me know that he's about to, in November he's up for re-election. He's been in the office, in the General Assembly for at least 20 years now. I'm thinking, Mr. Reynolds, no, I'm going to go directly to the people, and then all over Virginia, not just here in arrestafield, but in Martinsville as well. So I'm going to put pressure on you that way. If you got a lot of people in jail down there, a lot of people being abused by the cops, I'm going to find them, okay? And I'm going to tell them something else that's very useful, all right? But first, I got one of my delegate here in arrestafield is a Mr. Lupasi. He's on the Courts of Justice Committee in the House. So I'm going to be interested in talking to him as well. But I'm going to focus here on Chesterfield and Martinsville and maybe Alexandria too. Well, not Alexandria, but I just noticed that 3 of the people who sponsored the bill for modifying 19.2-82, 3 of them were from Alexandria, so back in 1991. Mr. Cohen, Mr. Calhoun, and Landers something or another. I forget exactly. Van Landingham, that's what it was. But anyway, those people don't appear to be in General Assembly anymore. So, but they're probably up in working D.C. right now. So, being from Alexandria. So, anyway, back to another part of my plan, and that is, why aren't the criminal defense attorneys, why don't they ever go on offense against the police? Why is it that the district attorney or the Commonwealth attorney here in Virginia seems to have a monopoly on prosecution? Why? Why can't any criminal defense attorney or any criminal attorney prosecute? And starting a prosecution means going to the grand jury and presenting the grand jury with a bill of indictment. And why not? Those are the people to report to when the police get out of control. When they commit crimes like they did against me, false arrest and search without a warrant, clearly crimes. They need to be indicted. That's it. Indicted. All right. So, I mean, why don't they do that? I don't know. I mean, I explained to them, to these lawyers, what happened. All they want to do is, well, probable cause. They just want to go after the issue of probable cause. I don't care. I mean, they're thinking, I don't know what they're thinking. But the search without a warrant is slam dunk. And the fact that they didn't take me to a magistrate at all should send up red flags that, hey, you know, this was a false arrest. All right? It wasn't just a detainment, because it went, you know, it goes beyond like 15 minutes, and they got you in handcuffs. That's not just a detainment, okay? It's not. And they didn't even search me for weapons at all. So why do they feel like they have to, you know, ask me one question and put me in handcuffs right away? Nonsense. Nonsense. I don't get it. So why are these attorneys doing their job and presenting bills of indictment to the grand jury? I don't know. Maybe it's because they don't get paid. Maybe the money for prosecutions only goes to the Commonwealth Attorney's Office. I don't know. But it seems to me that any attorney who presents to the grand jury should be the one who gets paid to do the prosecution. That sounds only reasonable. I don't know how it works financially. But I do know one thing. If I don't get presented, you know, if I don't get a bill of indictment before the grand jury and call as a witness before the grand jury, there's going to be bar grievances. All right. Any attorney who refuses to do that is going to get a bar grievance. That's it. That's all there is to it. Thinking about sending, you know, like maybe an affidavit about what happened to several attorneys and say, hey, listen, one of you are going to do a presentment to a grand jury, calling me as a witness and my whole family here. If this doesn't happen, all of you are going to get bar grieved. Probably at least 2 bar grievances apiece. Every last one of you. So don't give me the excuse that you don't have time, because you're going to do this. Period. All right? Maybe I'll send it out to 10 of them. Let them all decide who's going to do the presentment, who has the time. Or every last one of them are going to get bar grieved. That's it. I'm tired of this crap. All right? You got to put the pressure on them. Let them decide who gets the hot potato. All right? I mean, that's it. I think I'm going to do that. Really put the pressure on them. They're not going to like it, not one bit. I'm going to do it. So, anyway, oh, geez, I'm going to finish up early this time. But hey, if I ever end up in jail, I'm going to find out what the cops did wrong. We're not going to talk about what I did wrong. We're going on the offense, people. We're going to talk about what the cops did wrong, and we're going to go to the grand jury, or the attorney gets a bar grievance. That's it. So, anyway, actually, that's pretty much it. But like I said, this is about being able to speak to the proper people at the proper time. So we have two situations here where I want to speak to the magistrate before a search warrant. I think it's totally reasonable. It needs to be in the law. It's not. But I want my chance to speak and be heard. Okay? And I want the chance to speak to a grand jury about this and be heard by them. Okay? The freedom of speech means nothing if you can't be heard at the proper time. At the right time. Okay, so timing is critical. It's so critical. All right? We got freedom of speech. But if you can't speak to the right people at the right time, your freedom of speech is nothing. Okay? It's like when a tree falls in the forest and there's nobody around. The real question is, does it matter? That doesn't make a sound.